Happy Saturday, everyone. So, um, you know, today, as usual, we'll first talk a little bit about the concepts. And, I think today we have two videos that we will play, uh, fairly short ones. One is, I think, a couple of minutes, and the other one is 10 minutes. And then we'll practice this unique meditation and spiritual approach that my grandfather, kind of refined and then made it available to the public in around 1930. So, a lot of people have test-driven this, and I think these sessions. So there are three parts. One, we first, discuss a few things, practice it. That's the longest, and that's the core. So deep, silent meditation on transcendental energy is the core of it. More about half an hour, 40 minutes. And then we wrap up with sharing our, thoughts, comments, and experiences. And so today, I think we'll start with a brief intro of the founder and, his lineage and all that. And then we'll go to a video, which is I recorded earlier this year on significance of silence, and and then we can practice that and then come and discuss if there are any questions. All right, so Yuan, the intro.
Namaskar, everyone. It gives us immense pleasure to welcome you all to the Inner Peace Workshop organized by Ramashram Satsang Mathura. Ramashram Satsang Mathura is a non-profit organization that strives to promote peace, harmony, and spiritual growth among individuals. The Inner Peace Workshop is a step towards achieving this goal. The workshop will help you explore your inner self and discover the peace that lies within you. Let us start with a brief history of Ramashram Satsang Mathura. On November 3, 1883, a noble soul, Param Sant Dr. Chaturbhut Sahai Ji, was born in the northern Indian province of Etah. He would later become the founder of Ramashram Satsang Mathura. He studied Urdu, Farsi, English, Hindi, and Sanskrit. He had a degree in electrohomeopathy and possessed basic knowledge of Ayurveda that he used for selfless social service. Dr. Chaturbhut Sahai Ji, our Guru Maharaj, met Lala Ji Maharaj, his Guru, also known as Dada Guru, during the course of his Ayurveda practice in Fatehgarh. Over the years, their association gradually deepened. During an epidemic, they had the opportunity to spend more time together. Guru Maharaj experienced an indescribable dissemination of intrinsic power towards him whenever he was in the company of Dada Guru. It was during this time that Dada Guru passed on the knowledge of this unique method of meditation to Guru Maharaj. There were no spoken words or scriptures read. There was just a silent transfer of knowledge, reliving the Guru-disciple tradition yet again. Our system of meditation is based on what Guru Maharaj learned from Dada Guru that day. In 1919, Dada Guru directed Guru Maharaj to propagate this system of meditation to as many seekers as possible. Guru Maharaj, upholding the ethics of the Guru Shishya Parampara, followed his Guru's directive in letter and spirit. He dedicated his entire life towards propagating this little-known but unique method of meditation and influenced thousands of spiritual seekers who he came into contact with, without any discrimination based on religion, social, or economic status. Due to Guru Maharaj's efforts and Dada Guru's blessing, the satsang's popularity increased at a fast pace. In 1931, Dada Guru Maharaj personally attended the first spiritual congregation, or Bhandara, organized by Guru Maharaj in Etah, where he used to reside during that time. Let us now explore the origins of Dada Guru, also known as Param Sant Sri Ramachandra Ji Maharaj. He was born in 1873 in Manipuri in northern India. He studied English, Urdu, and Farsi and worked as a government official in Farrukhabad. Although as a young man, Lalaji, as he was lovingly called, imbibed religious virtues from his mother, his spiritual journey did not truly begin until he received initiation from a spiritually enlightened man, Maulana Shah Fazal Ahmad Khan Sahib, also known as Hazur Maharaj, a follower of Islam. This great Sufi saint, Hazur Maharaj, took the revolutionary step of imparting spiritual knowledge to a disciple who was not a follower of his own religion, thus exemplifying that spirituality is above and beyond the barriers of religion, caste, and creed. He facilitated the enlightenment of Dada Guru Maharaj Ji, thus setting in motion the events that would culminate in the establishment of Ramashram Satsang. The rupees 150 commemorative coin that you see here was released recently, marking the 150th birth anniversary week of Dada Guru Maharaj Ji. It is a tribute to a saint who promoted the evolution of human consciousness, thus rendering a great service to mankind, and with whose blessings Ramashram Satsang Mathura came into being. Let us now introduce some other saints in the Ramashram Satsang family. An epitome of piety, purity, and compassion, Jia Ma was spiritually empowered and had been declared spiritually proficient by three gurus: Dada Guru Maharaj, Mahatma Raghuveer Dayalji, and Fakir Maulana Abdul Ghani Khan Sahib. This was unprecedented at that time. For Jia Ma, all followers were her children. She treated everyone in the family with love and compassion and tirelessly attended to the ones who needed help. Pandit Mihilal Ji and Guru Maharaj's eldest son, Dr. Brijendra Kumar Ji, conducted satsang activities under Jia Ma's guardianship. Pandit Mihilal Ji played a very important role and made extensive contributions to the propagation and proliferation of the satsang. The current form of the satsang in India is mainly due to Pandit Ji Maharaj's ardent hard work. He held the important post of the editor of the Sadhan magazine for several years, and his contribution to the satsang literature has been immense. Dr. Brijendra Kumar Ji worked closely with Pandit Ji in shaping the satsang. Subsequently, several prominent personalities like Hemendra Kumar Ji and Narendra Kumar Ji served the satsang and are continuing to do so. One of them is respected Sanjeev Kumar Ji. Sanjeev Kumar Ji is a meditation practitioner with over 40 years of experience. He has been facilitating guided meditation sessions in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area and across the US for the last 2 decades. Sanjeev Ji is also the president of Ramashram Satsang Mathura Incorporated. He believes that by following the meditation technique developed by his grandfather, Guru Maharaj Ji, it is possible to reduce the impact of stress, anxiety, and depression that modern life places on the mind and body. He is strongly motivated to make a meaningful impact in people's lives and increase the peace and happiness we can experience day to day by following the peaceful lifestyle promoted by the principles of satsang. Throughout the workshop, you will be guided by an experienced spiritual leader, Sanjeev Ji, who will help you learn the technique to find inner peace and overcome stress, anxiety, and negative emotions. You will also have the opportunity to interact with other like-minded individuals during the breakout session after the meditation. Here, during the question and answer session, you will be able to ask any questions that you may have after experiencing the meditation session. We believe that inner peace is essential for a fulfilling life, and we hope that this workshop will help you find that peace within yourself. We urge you to approach the workshop with an open mind, be receptive to new ideas and techniques, and participate actively in the session. We wish you a rewarding and enriching experience during the workshop. Thank you for joining us today.
So that actually is a good segue into the next video, which I recorded to talk about significance of silence. And as you heard in the prior video, a lot of knowledge can be transferred without speaking. And, it's interesting. I was thinking when we meditate in silence, so one thing I want to clarify, the guided meditation that we're talking about here is not, guidance as you meditate. It's more of, yes, there will be how to meditate instruction, but then we go into, concentration. So there is leading music to transition in. Then we go deep into silent meditation, and then we transition out with music again. So that's how, so it's instruction, then transition in with music, then go deep into silent meditation, and then transition out with music. So when we go deep into silent meditation, if you practice this for some time, your level of introspection, your level of concentration and focus, your ability to even hear yourself, your inner voice, your intuition, all those start to become far, far more prominent than they ever were. So that, and as you heard, the goal here is very, very simple. Through all that, we just, introspection, listening to your inner voice, and with concentration and focus, even what you read, what you see, you are able to get a better perspective in life. So becoming a better human being is one goal here, and getting to the ocean of peace or the land of peace is, they're kind of go hand in hand in some ways. So let's spend a few minutes on significance of silence, and then we'll get into the practice. You want?
Let's talk about silence. I think today's culture, we not only underestimate the value of silence, it's not only just teenagers, anybody and everybody feels uncomfortable when they're silent. And I think it's a disservice to yourself. So let me pause here. This section or this video I'm dedicating to my grandmother, Guru Maharaj's wife, Jiyama, because every time I think about silence and think about how someone can preach or pass on knowledge or make you feel peaceful in silence, without a spoken word, so much can be transferred. It could be a mental state. It could be a state of knowledge. It could be a state of higher consciousness itself. Maharishi Raman, who was a big sage in southern India, who eloquently talked about silence. And he said, speech is actually distracting the real communication. What he meant was that in silence, we are communicating very deeply and effectively. And our vocal language actually disturbs that process. And he goes on and on about the significance and how potent silence is. He says, deep meditation is eternal speech. And think about that, how deep that is. Actually, those who have practiced some meditation, when in deep meditation, they acquire this higher awareness. What is it? It is when you become aware of so many things that you were not aware of. Meditation is a process through which you are able to hear your inner voice. And that, I think, he's referring to as eternal speech. So your inner conscience, you're able to bring your inner conscience to a state where that like literally is talking to you in meditation. So it's in a sense, your ability to stop the mental activity is meditation, and that is real silence, he says. So real silence is when you are in deep meditation where mental activity has stopped. And he also says that it is extremely potent. He gives an example of Dakshinamurti when 4 sages came to him with several queries and no words were spoken, and they went completely satisfied with all their questions being answered with no spoken word used. So he talks about silence is through which knowledge actually appears to you. So Maharishi Raman talks about the significance and the strength of communication through silence. And he says, think about a speech. Sometimes you listen to a speech and then it says it touched your heart. So he says the communication that touches your heart, think about heart-to-heart speech. In silence, how much stronger that would be. So he says the strongest form of communication is silence. And strongest form of activity is peace. Pretty deep. And he says when you are in silence, you are connected in nature in a whole different way. That you are resonating with nature in the sense that you can, in those circumstances, bring certain powers to play that you would not be otherwise. So he says silence is very, very potent. Then he says that, in form of communication, so if you are, say, you're praying, prayer in silence, which a lot of people do not understand what it is, forget about doing it. But Maharishi Raman said, prayer in silence is the highest form of prayer. And communication in terms of guru teaching the shishya or the disciple, he says the silent discourse is the highest form of a discourse. He says there are initiation ceremonies for guru and disciple where through touch, through eye contact, through other means, guru initiates the disciple. But he says all those are secondary to the highest form of initiation, which is through silence. And he says, like, think about speech. Something started in the subconscious, then became a thought, then potentially after that came out the word. So he says the word is the grandson of silence, and hence if you step back, the real thing, the inheritance that came was through silence. And that is why it is so much important that we figure out how we can utilize those root forces or the sources of that energy to our advantage through silence. And essentially, to sum it up, what we need to think about is silence need not be uncomfortable, need not be something that we completely avoid. When I see in satsangs, when thousands of people sit in silence, you can feel that energy. That collective energy is enormous. I would definitely ask you to experience it yourself. Do not avoid connecting to yourself through silence. Listen to yourself through silence. See more and become aware. A higher level of awareness would come through silence. So let's reinvigorate this very potent tool. As Maharishi Raman eloquently talks about, the most eloquent form of communication is silence. So let's make use of that. Let's communicate and imbibe energy and knowledge and hear to the real self through silence. Thank you.
So interesting topic, and Maharishi Raman I have quoted in this video. So I'm starting a 5-week online course, and one of the first things is significance of silence in there. So let's anyway practice that and experience the power of silence through this meditation. So let me get into how we should prepare ourselves and how we should experience this. So for the practice part, I think sit in a relaxed posture. So, we want to minimize the bodily movement for this time, because every time the body moves, mind moves with it. Eyes lightly closed for the same reason. So eyes lightly closed, body in a relaxed and still posture. And now think about the most potent, the most, a positive, uplifting energy that you can think of is right here, right now with you. So this transcendental energy in form of light is in front of you. It's entering your heart, distributing throughout your body, and in that process, enlightening your heart, enlightening your body, and you are becoming completely and totally immersed in this light. So that's as simple as it gets. I mean, there is nothing else to do. There is no other, so just to get into this deep, silent meditation where we are trying to manifest this transcendental energy, to, all this, talk and everything else before that is just to transition in. So to further help concentrate our mind, we'll, start with music, then music fades away. And then during this entire period, all you're doing is feeling the presence of this transcendental energy in form of light. The light is entering your heart, enlightening your heart, and then distributing throughout your body. And your entire body is full of this energy. You're getting totally immersed in this energy. And what you think you become. So you become this positive, uplifting energy for yourself and then for your environment. So mind will wander away. And when it wanders away, you have to just bring it back to this thought and this thought alone. You can do other things, which help you focus, help you meditate better before or after. But during this meditation, just deep, silent meditation, just observing and feeling the presence of this transcendental energy and manifesting that. That's all we're doing. So I'll just repeat one more time that feel the presence of this transcendental energy in form of light. That light is entering your heart and then distributing throughout your body, and you're becoming one with this light. We'll start with music. Music fades away. You meditate in deep silence, and then we'll transition out with music. Let's start now. So the post meditation is more of time to absorb the energy. I have been, in these sessions where there are thousands of people meditating in silence, and the energy levels are through the roof. And so before you go back to the normal routine, this is just time to absorb. But while we do that, we can, share our experience, thoughts, comments, and help each other out in that way too. So if you want to ask a question or, share any thoughts, just unmute yourself. And during this time, if you feel comfortable, you can put the videos on as well. So Anita ji, not to put you on spot, if you want to talk a little bit about benefits.
Namaskar, bhai sahab. Namaskar, Sandeep ji. Namaskar, buddy. I'm relatively very new to this practice. I still consider myself a beginner. And also, while speaking, I kind of don't do very well with extempore situations. But just to kind of just put a couple of my thoughts here. Definitely, like talking about why people should do this. It is mostly, I think I should put my video on, I'm sorry. Okay, so I think it says that the video is disabled. Okay, hold on. Yeah, I'm sorry. I can just start where I left off. So, so mostly it's just why we should do something like this. And what is the thinking is that, most people come to this practice looking for something additional in addition to what they also want to keep doing. So they want to keep working at work. They want to keep being a family person, take care of their kids, families, duties, friends, and loved ones. But here, what we have here, the, method of meditation, meditating on transcendental light, as described by our Guru Maharaj, it helps us throughout our regular endeavors too. So it helps make us better people at work by increasing our focus, our concentration. We become more self-aware. We think before we say something. We think before we act. It kind of slows us down, makes us more listeners, absorbers, rather than reactors, people just reacting. So it helps bring out our, best qualities. So we do better at work, better at, home, families, become better citizens as far as, everyday life is concerned. So that definitely helps us. Of course, we always talk about physical benefits of meditating, and, it slows our heart rate down. It brings our blood pressure down. So there's a lot of medical studies that show that it helps bring stress down, anxiety down, improve sleep. And, so some of the physical benefits are there, some of the everyday benefits are there. And of course, the final benefit of, being peaceful and feeling that internal bliss all the time. And we all want to get there eventually. And that's what we are trying to impress upon our younger generation too, that yes, it is important to, educate yourself and, find yourself a career and get
get material things, because of course you want to be comfortable in life, but also eventually happiness comes from being internally peaceful. And we need just a little bit more than the career, the money, the education. And this is the way to do that. And the earlier we start, the earlier we, start practicing. Anything we practice more and more, we get better at. And it's really, really important. I wish I had started this way before in my life. I was offered the opportunity when I was quite young, but it took me a long, long, long time to realize, like, people compartmentalize it that, hey, let's finish this and then we'll take care of that. Let's do this. This is more important. And the kids are little and this and that. But I wish I would have started this sooner. But yeah, I think I want to close now with that and hand it over back to Sanjeev ji.
No, very true. Very true. Yeah, sometimes I feel that, being born into a family which, where this was a norm, I feel that the reason we are here, or the reason this session is there, is like, I just feel that what I got out of meditation and this practice, I feel it's very uncommon, which is rather unfortunate that, we in the world are not more at peace than we should be. And what my grandfather started, I think, was a practical, pragmatic way to build peaceful existence within and outside, and within our communities and all that, in a way that you keep doing what you need to do. You don't have to go away into a monastery to be peaceful. So, hi, Steve. Hi, everyone. Feel free to unmute and talk.
This morning, I feel very, very relaxed, and got a day where I don't have a million things going on. So it's just always fun to start before these sessions. I try to read something inspirational and think about what's maybe been talked about in the past. And today I was just thinking about the best way to be happy is to make other people be happy.
Yep.
And with regards to one of the last sessions I attended, the path to inner peace, there's no good desire, there's no bad desire, there's just being, I think. And so I'm just I feel that I'm in a good place mentally. I enjoy interacting with other people or being around other people that are seeking a healthy path, and just trying to maximize life. So every day is a gift, and today just feels good to be around other people who are in a good place.
Absolutely. And as you said, like, happiness multiplies when you share that. And I think it's same with peace, same with, so light, love, and peace. If you become really, if within you that becomes really abundant, then the chances are that without doing anything, you will be sharing that with a lot of people. And that, I mean, I think that is one of the results of this practice. I think if you just imbibe positive energy and you don't have to do anything, you just, everyone you interact with, and when you are alone, when you are, it's when you're just with yourself, you're peaceful, you're happy. And being happy for no reason. That's what Guru Maharaj used to call inner happiness. So inner happiness, and it's like it's not associated to people, situations, status, material things. It's like where you are. So inner happiness keeps increasing as you practice this.
Thanks.
Thank you, Steve. Yeah. So Arvindji, how are you?
Namaskar, Dev. Namaskar, everybody. I'm well, thank you. And thank you for bringing this blissful, peaceful, lovely satsang into our lives. I certainly consider myself extremely fortunate to be able to join this. So thank you, Bhaiya.
Sure, thanks. Sure. So any of the first timers have any, how the session went, any questions on comments? Please feel free. Tiffany, Renee, and not so first timers too. Kelly, how are you doing? Taru, Jade, Talia. So I was thinking, I think next Saturday we'll have a discussion on the three energies that drive our, both our meditations as well as our behaviors outside. So of it. So we'll talk about that. Yeah, it was. I think it was a great session today. So very thankful to be here and very thankful to be with you all. Yeah, we'll look forward to the next session. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Have a great week ahead, and love, light, and peace. Imbibe that and share that. Thank you.
Namaste, Bhaiya. Bye.
Anything you want to share, Omkar?
No, Bhaiya, like I'm just nothing much. It is already said by everyone. So, like for me, it is just like I bathe daily, I brush my teeth daily, morning and evening. That keeps my teeth healthy. And for meditation, it just keeps my thought process and mind cleaner. That's all.
Yeah, it's like not only take a physical shower, you need to cleanse your inner self. So yeah, this is one way to do that. And the link remains the same. So just join whenever you can. The time, Saturday, 10 a.m. Eastern. All right. So we'll see you soon.